Right, up to the veg patch to see if I can find some stuff to make a salad. Because today I'm gonna make a pizza in the wood burning stove. It's another beautifully clear day. Come on, over the fence. Come on. Ooh, good girl. She's not bad for a disabled dog. Oh, frosty, frosty, frosty. Okay, here's the rocket, or the arugula. Arugula is what you call it in the States. Or North America generally. Okay. I think it's pretty frost hardy. Looks a little bit wilted from the frost, but never mind. Into the pot it goes. I love the peppery taste of rocket. I'm going to call it what we call it here, rocket. I'll see what's growing in the polytunnel as well that I can add to. Stella's just seen Bob go in and feed the goats. It's okay in here. It's partly because it's so sunny, and if there's sun on a cold day in a polytunnel, it does warm up quickly. But I bet it was pretty cold in here last night. Right, I'm going to get some Claytonia. Or winter purslane. Some Miguna. And some of this red, not mustard, what is it? Mizuna? I think this is Mizuna. Come on. Right, to make the pizza dough, I've got 300 grams of strong white bread flour, to which I'm going to add half a teaspoon of dry active yeast, a teaspoon of salt. I'm eyeballing it here. And I'm going to stir that up. And I've got approximately 170 milliliters of warm water. Now that's around 6 fluid ounces. So I'm just going to stir that in. I'll pour that in slowly. Give it a little stir. And then mix it up and make a nice dough with it. I'll be back when it's all mixed up. Right, so here's the dough all nicely mixed up. And now I'm going to leave it in a warm place to double in size. Now, it just depends on how warm the room is or the area is as to how long it'll take to double in size. But I would say at least an hour. So I'm going to put a plate on because I'm trying to reduce the amount of plastic I use. Plates are reusable. And I shall put this just on the counter over there. And I'll see you shortly when we're ready to make the sauce. So the ingredients I'm going to use today for the sauce are quite basic. I'm going to use half a jar of my homemade passata. I'm going to saute some onion. That's a small onion I've chopped up. 3 cloves of garlic that I minced in my garlic mincer. And I'm going to add some mixed dried herbs and a little bit of salt. You may have your own favorite sauce recipes. This is just a really basic, quick one that I'm gonna put together, and I'll just show you very briefly me sort of preparing that. Now I bought this metal cast iron grill pan about 4 or 5 years ago with the good intention of using it on my stove top where I used to live, and in the sort of commotion of moving house it got misplaced and sadly was left out in the rain for a few days and it got incredibly rusty. But I remembered I had it and I found it and I scrubbed it down with wire wool or steel wool, and I dried it really well, got all the rust off, took it right back down to the cast iron base. I oiled it with vegetable oil and then I seasoned it by putting it in the electric oven for about an hour. And it seems to have hopefully done the trick. Now, cooking this pizza today is going to be a bit of an experiment. So I'm going to use this inside the actual firebox of the wood stove. And I'm going to get it really hot, bring it out when it's quite hot, put the dough on and the sauce and the toppings, and then put it back into the wood stove, and we're going to see if that actually works and creates a really nice pizza. So time to roll out the pizza dough and get the toppings prepped up. Meanwhile, I'm going to take this baking stone or cast iron grill pan and I'm going to heat it up inside the firebox of the wood burning stove. Ooh, the fire is gorgeous, very hot. Very happy with that. I'm just going to move some of this stuff back before I put the stone in. Move this back. And we've got a shelf to put in here. And then I'm going to put the pizza stone on there and let it heat up whilst I prepare the dough and the toppings. Okay. Right, so I have split the dough in half. And I'm just going to do half of the dough for this particular pizza. And I'm just rolling it in preparation for putting it on the stone, the pizza stone, which is the cast iron pan, which is heating up really nicely in the wood stove at the moment. I need more flour. This is sticky. got my toppings ready as well. And that includes a mixture of mozzarella and goat's cheese. And I've got my tomato sauce here, which is going to go on top. And some chopped olives and some chorizo sausage. But when you're making your own pizza, obviously put whatever you like. You can do this same basic recipe and these steps in a conventional oven, as you well know. This is just a bit of an experiment. We're heating the house anyway because it's a cold day. I thought I might try and use the oven, or actually the firebox in this case. Right, this is super hot. It's probably going to start cooking as I put it on already. I'm going to put this sauce on. Remember, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It could be a dismal failure, but you'll all be there to watch it happen. Right, on goes the cheese. On goes the chorizo sausage and some olives. Now, if I can pick this up without burning my hands, that would be a miracle. And I'm going to put this back in. Oh, look at that. Look what it's done. It's so hot. Here we go. Okay, it's in the oven now. I don't know how long it's going to take. In fact, Bob, could you bring me the pizza peel? Okay, I think that's cooking a little faster than I wanted it to. Let's get it out. Right, so... Okay, here we are back in the kitchen ready to eat. That was a bit exciting, wasn't it, Bob?
Oh, yes.
Okay, it got a little overcooked underneath. It cooked way too fast. Oh my God. Yes, it cooked way too fast. And the top cooked a little bit too slowly. We're gonna have a go at eating it. Anyway, the salad's not burnt, so that's a plus. You think it's funny, Bob? I think lessons to be learned here. That cast iron pan was heavy and cumbersome, and when I next make it, I think I'm going to use a smaller pan with a better handle, namely one of these. And I think I heated the other one up for too long. And had I heated it up for less time, it would have been better. Nonetheless, we're gonna eat it. It's not all totally burnt, but it did totally scorch my oven gloves, so that tells you a little bit about how hot it was. Okay, Bob's gonna tuck into it. I'm so glad you didn't hear all the swearing that went on as I burnt my hands pulling it out of the oven. Right, I'm gonna eat it then. Well, the top bit is not too bad. Bottom bit's a bit scorched. Come on, your honest opinion. We're all waiting.
It's edible.
It's edible. Right. And with that, we'll say ta-ta for now. And thank you for watching Sew Grow and Cook. See you next time.